Folks, we got a serious problem on our hands. According to the latest poll from Wisconsin, Ted Cruz is up 10% ahead of Donald Trump. And I think that finally the proliferation of the anti-Trump sentiment has just really started to do damage. And this is so unfortunate. This is such a disgusting tactic by the Republican establishment to hinder and to deliberately sabotage the frontrunner, the Republican frontrunner. This is very unprecedented. You would have the establishment getting their hands outside of the race and let the candidates do their thing. In this case, however, there is a concerted effort to eliminate Donald Trump from the Republican candidacy. And also, that would mean that to not have Donald Trump in the White House. Again, this is completely unacceptable for the establishment to sabotage Mr. Trump's candidacy. And the issue here, and I'm especially speaking to the voters in Wisconsin, we need to get back to the basics and focus on the issue of which Trump is the strongest in several critical areas. Number one, I'm going to be very clear about this. Number one, Trump is the strongest against terrorism and against Muslim violence. Nearby Minnesota is a hotbed for Islamic jihad. Okay? Now, here's the thing. President Obama wants to bring in more than 100,000 refugees, quote unquote refugees, from Syria. Now, surely you look at the quantifiable statistics. Surely, at the very least, there's going to be one or two ISIS agents stuck in among those 100,000, deliberately infiltrating the refugee community. Now, you have Minnesota that is, again, a hotbed for domestic jihad. Where do you think the terrorism will proliferate? My point is, where do you think the majority of these 100,000 Muslims, where do you think that they will end up? Of course, they're going to end up in places like Minnesota or in places like Wisconsin. So this is not about being hospitable. I think the mainstream media and the Republican establishment has twisted this debate into thinking that Trump is impugning upon your hospitality. That is not true. What is happening here is that there is a significant existential threat to our way of life, to our civil liberties. And Trump wants to protect us. Remember, he was the one that called for a temporary ban on all Muslim immigrants until we can figure out what exactly is going on in that part of the region, until we can secure the safety of American citizens. That means you, Wisconsin. That means you and your families, your communities. It's all about you because you are very close to a jihadi hotbed. Donald Trump wants to protect you. And I think that everyone will agree that it is more important to protect American life than it is to be politically correct. His policies, while they may appear politically offensive, they will protect us. They will protect us. You see, the policies that Ted Cruz and John Kasich that they want to propose is how to win a bar fight. What Donald Trump is saying is, why be in that bar to begin with? Why be in the bar? If you're not in a bar, you can't have a situation where you're in a bar fight because you're not in a bar. And what Donald Trump is saying is, let's keep that bar as far away from us as possible. Whereas Ted Cruz and John Kasich are saying, no, let's bring the bar into our neighborhood and let's force ourselves into the bar. And then if trouble arises, then I'll show you how to protect yourself. There's a very high probability that even if you do protect yourself, that you're going to get hurt in a bar fight. The Donald Trump proposal is the one that makes the most sense. Just let's not even be in the bar. Let's keep that bar multiple continents away from us so that we can virtually guarantee that American lives will be protected.